Hi, my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete, and this is my motivational video. The topic of today's video is never give up on your dreams. Have you ever had a dream, maybe as a kid, and you started moving towards that dream, but life and circumstances took you away from it down a different path? Well, I definitely have had that happen for periods of time in my life. And I met somebody on the train the other day who also has that happen. I met him on a train to London. His name is Chris Bowles. If you haven't guessed, I'm still in England and I'm still waiting to swim the English Channel, waiting for the weather to settle down. It's happening. I can feel it. I'm getting ready. But anyway, in the meantime, so I met Chris on this train, and Chris started telling me the story about how he got in the military, the British Royal Army. And what he did was, he said as a kid, his grandpa would tell him stories about being in the military and being in one of the big wars. It might have been World War I, one of these big wars. And his grandpa had been in it, And Chris is a super nice guy, and his goal is, to protect and help mankind, and just wanted to, and this was, he felt like this was his calling, to be in the services, to do that. But when he was like in high school, he got a girlfriend. He got his high school girlfriend, high school sweetheart. And when he turned 18, he told her, he says, I'm going to join the military. And she says, Chris, if you join the military, I'm leaving you. Wow. Chris had a decision to make: follow his dream or stay with the girl. He stayed with the girl. He became a car mechanic. Not that there's anything wrong with being a car mechanic. It just wasn't his calling. Early in his 20s, he's ready to marry his girlfriend. He looks at her. He says, I really, really need to join the military. I want to join the Royal Army. And she looks at him and says, Chris, if you join the Army, I am going to leave you. I am not going to marry you. Chris again gave up on his dream temporarily, went back to work as a mechanic, married his high school sweetheart, and kept going. A couple years later, he went to her again. He says, I really, really, really feel I need to join the military. It's just my calling. I need to do it. And she looked at him again and says, Chris, I'm going to leave you if you join the military. Again, back to wrenching on cars, back to this, gave up on his dream temporarily again. One more time, like a year later, he did it again. It was like 4 times he went to her, and 4 times she said no, and 4 times he went back to being a mechanic and did not pursue his dream. But he said at 25 years old, he was wrenching away on cars, he was gaining weight, he was way out of shape. And his wife came to him and says, Chris, I want a divorce. He hadn't even said anything about joining the military. She just came up to him and said, I want a divorce. And he said, well, that sounds okay. I'm sure it wasn't that easy. But after she left him and he got over it, actually devastated him for a while. But he had gained all this weight, and he immediately started to get himself back in shape, and he dropped all this weight. And at 27 years old, he went in and he signed up for the Royal Army, just like his grandpa. He was back on following his dream. And I looked at him and I could see how proud he was. He's only been in like a year. And he looks at, and I said, aren't these like young kids that sign up for this? He goes, yeah, they're all like 18, 19 years old. He says, but I really, I've lived some life, so I'm able to help these kids out and give them guidance. And they actually really, really appreciated it. And they gave me a shirt. It said something like, thank you, Grandpa. Grandpa was all over it. I thought that was hilarious. He's a 27-year-old grandpa. But anyway, he was like, you could see how proud he was. And now he met another woman, and she's in the U.S. Army, so he married her. And obviously she's not going to give him any friction about quitting. And so he has followed his dream. He went down his path. He got taken off his path. He got back on his path. And he's like really, really a happy guy. And you could tell, he's really following his purpose, and it really is to help mankind, protect. That's what he wants to do. And he's living it. I could see how proud he was. And you know what? He carries these 90-pound shells around. He's in this artillery division. Fuck, he's beefed now. He is beefed. He's got these big, I mean, from lifting these big shells and loading them, he's in great shape. So anyway, if you've been going down the wrong path, it's never too late. Even if you really are a grandpa, it's never too late to get back on the right path, just like my buddy Chris Bowles did. Anyway, if you're interested, so follow that dream. If you're interested, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. If you have a comment or a question, please email me at epicbillbradley@gmail.com and I will answer it. Or in fact, or you could put the question or comment in the YouTube comment section. And if you would like me to talk your team, your group, your military, your forces, your company, you can email me at epicbillbradley and we will get you out some information. Thank you very much.